think that's right. I don't think we should be normalizing that, and I don't think we should be celebrating that. To me, that's like you celebrating going backwards in life, and I will never ever celebrate somebody going backwards in life.
Choose yourself again and again.
Why are you going backwards? Why? You're doing a disservice to yourself. You are stunting your growth.
Y'all, I present to you the craziest plot twist of the century, because absolutely no one saw this coming, and yes, it's happening after 8 years. Carli Bybel just dropped the announcement of her and Brett getting back together, and her post already has over 16,000 comments, you guys. There are two very different reactions to this news. Some people are genuinely excited for Carli and her future with Brett, saying things like, wow, this gives me hope, true love really does exist, people can change. But on the flip side, a lot of the internet is like, don't. Why would you make this choice, Carli? You left him for a reason. You're going backwards in life. These two are the exception, not the rule. Don't ever text your ex. Wasted her 20s and back to waste her 30s. Proof, ladies, they will wait years to come back and waste more of your time. But before we get into all of this, here's the quick rundown. So this is Carli and Brett Caprioni. Some of you might know Brett from Vanderpump Rules season 8, but many of you might know of him as Carli Bybel's ex. Carli is an OG beauty YouTuber, and I actually grew up watching her. A lot of people loved her makeup and hair tutorials back in the 2010s when that whole beauty guru era was popping. Carli was dating someone named Brett from 2013 to 2017, and at one point, Carli and Brett seemed like the ultimate power couple in the YouTube space. Their chemistry was almost cinematic. By blending Brett's fitness tips with Carli's beauty expertise, they projected the perfect mix of glamour and discipline, and people were obsessed. They had also known each other since kindergarten.
Never in my life, you can ask my best friends, did I think I'd be dating Mr. Brett. Like, he was always the one person that...
But like so many modern romances, their story didn't last, and their breakup crushed a lot of people. In November of 2017, Carli quietly dropped the news of their breakup, leaving her fans shocked and desperate for answers. Her message was soft but clear, that growth happens, paths diverge, and sometimes the bravest thing you can do is choose yourself.
I know it's like my most requested question. I know it's all over social media for the past couple of months, and everyone wants to know if me and Brett are still together. We made our relationship so public, and I mean, you guys saw like the best of us. You know, we made videos together, and like you saw like the photos and stuff like that, but we are broken up. So I know, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I know you guys are probably upset. Like, think about how I feel. It wasn't something that was fun or ever planned or what I ever thought would happen, but it is a reality, and I respect him so much as a person, and I know we'll remain friends, hopefully forever, because we have been through so much together.
Months later, Brett opened up too, calling the split eye-opening and challenging, showing it was about internal growth, not external drama. Of course, the internet went wild at the time. Reddit theories flew. Some suggested Brett struggled to keep up with Carli's meteoric rise. One viral comment noted he felt inadequate, which was a sentiment that hit hard because it's relatable for couples when ambition and success start to drift apart. Being on different levels resonated deeply, especially in a world where female influencers often move faster than their partners. Their paths after the split only made that clear. Carli expanded her career through brand deals, fashion collabs, and eventually motherhood. Carli met someone by the name of Anthony Tango, dated him for a while, and had a baby boy with him. They split in around 2023, and through it all, Carli stayed graceful, respectful, and self-determined. Brett, on the other hand, popped up in Vanderpump Rules season 8, but apparently throughout this time, he was also working as a waiter in New Jersey. Like, that's what he was doing for a living. And I actually checked his Instagram following all of this, and it does say he is a bartender. Someone even posted on Reddit kind of being shocked running into him as their waiter 2 years ago. But then out of nowhere, 2 months ago, Carli posted this story. Yeah, it was her and Brett, something no one saw coming. And she captioned it, "Look who I ran into." What's interesting is that Brett seemed to be dressed in what looked like bartender work attire. So the general consensus was that Carli just so happened to run into him at this restaurant. But they could have also just been talking together behind the scenes, and maybe Carli just decided to visit him at work. Who really knows? Moral of the story, they met. Carli even went out of her way to post it, and everyone's jaw dropped. Then in September, Carli dropped this photo dump with the caption, "Lately." And of course, the internet immediately started speculating because she was holding hands with this mysterious man, and everyone just wanted to know who this was. But some people were already on top of it. Carli's lap is on the left and Brett's was on the right, but she didn't show his face. Still, everyone was like, is that Brett? There's no way. Fast forward 2 days ago, Carli's 35th birthday comes around, and she officially announces it, you guys. Of all all days, she decided she was gonna announce this on her birthday. But yes, after almost a decade, they're back together. She made this cute little video blowing out her candles, and then surprise, Brett appears. And she captions the video, "Some love stories don't end. They pause, they grow, they heal, and they return stronger. 35 trips around the sun, and mine just began again. Grateful for growth, for love, and for all the goodness that's still ahead. Cheers to 35. Brett commented under the video. She also shared to her TikTok gushing over the reunion and said, "It was always you. You deserve everything good this world has to offer, and I'm going to do everything in my power to give you it. Just so damn grateful for the opportunity to love you. Cheers to us, and happiest of birthdays to you." He also dropped a long post on his Instagram sharing these birthday pictures with Carli, along with some throwbacks of them making memories when they were younger. And he goes on about how going separate ways 8 years ago to grow was one of the hardest things he's ever done. He wrote, "Having to go our separate ways 8 years ago to grow and find ourselves was one of the hardest things I ever had to come to terms with. Anyone close to me knows how tough that transition was for me. And even though life moved on around me, I didn't. I could have moved on if I had to, and I obviously took that risk letting you go, but I never wanted to. I mean, I was grateful because if I did lose you forever, I knew I at least got to experience what true love is, what it feels like, what it's meant to do to your heart and soul. But deep down, I always knew we had something you couldn't just move on from, no matter how long the universe would keep us apart. I knew we were destined to find each other again because, to put it simply, our love was too real. A love some people don't even get lucky enough to experience once in life, let alone at all. A love they write movie scripts about. No matter how far apart we were, I just knew. So I waited, year after year, quietly hoping my heart was in the right place with you and the universe would eventually bring us back together. But like I said, the world was moving on around me, and even though I didn't want to, I took some chances. So I went on dates and would talk about you, went on TV and talked about you. Not one day went by where I didn't think about you. Not one. Everything reminded me of you. Everything reminded me of you. So many times I just wished I had a few minutes to ask you about your day or catch up with you, but I held off, trusting the universe would have my back. And I understand now why all that time apart was so important, because it got us to where we are today. We've both really learned so much, and I am so thankful for that. 8 years later, and I'd still do it all over again if it led me back to you. I'd wait a lifetime if I had to. If it wasn't you, I didn't want it to be anyone else, but it was always you, and it will always be you. Being your man again isn't starting over, it's continuing a story that was always ours. I don't take any of it for granted. I hold it close, I hold you close, and I'm just so blessed to be able to love you. I'll never stop waiting for you." Of course, some people were so emotional about this, being like, "This is so heartfelt, and you just know this came from the bottom of his heart."
Carli and Brett are back together. What the heck? What? Oh, Taylor Swift engagement. Who? Super Bowl. Who? Victoria's Secret.
Others felt as though Carli was setting herself up for failure with this one, like this TikToker. Check out what she had to say.
I just posted a video about how you should never ever go back to your ex, right? And so many of you DM'd me about this, right? But the thing that triggered me to actually make this video is because I saw that post with Carli Bybel. Who remembers Carli Bybel? Oh my god, so I used to watch her when I was like, oh god, like 17, 18, right? And this was when she was with Brett, and they used to do those like little cute little challenge videos on YouTube. And you know, they broke up what, like 8-9 years ago? A hell of a long time, right? Apparently they are back together now. I don't like this. I don't like the idea of this. I was speaking to my friend about this today, and he was like, "Yeah, you're really against this, aren't you?" And I said, "Yes, I am, and I'll explain why. Because the whole purpose of life is to move forward, right? It's to move forward. It's to learn lessons and take those lessons that you've learned and take them into this new timeline that you step into, right? Like, nobody's supposed to just stay stuck or stay the same. You're supposed to be constantly growing and evolving as a person, shedding old skin and you know, building new identities. Otherwise, what's the point in life? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my thinking is so wrong, but this is how I see life. I'm a very forward thinker person. I'm a visionary. I'm an Aquarius, right? We are visionaries. The way I see my life, it's like a series. It's not a movie. It doesn't have a beginning and an end. It's a journey. It's a whole series. And like each season represents a version of me. And I know I'm going to get the Carli Bybel fans on me, okay? You guys, all right, take a chill pill and back the hook up. I loved Carli Bybel too, okay? And believe me, I was a hardcore fan back in the day too. But I'm not here for it, and I stand by that, and I won't change my mind. I'm not here for this. If she is back with Brett, I'm not here for this. I mean, obviously, you know, do whatever you want, free will and all that. But That's where I stand with this. I don't think that's right. I don't think we should be normalizing that, and I don't think we should be celebrating that. To me, that's like you celebrating going.
And a lot of people all over Reddit have interesting takes as well. They're so ridiculous. Brett was heartbroken over her that he moved to LA to get away from it. She literally didn't want to be with him because he wasn't as financially stable as her, and he still isn't. Then she goes on her podcast saying Anthony was the only guy to ever give her an orgasm. She had a new boyfriend every year. She just can't stand being single and knows she can make him do anything. This person said, I don't want to sound like a hater, but I don't see this lasting. I think they're both just lonely. I'd love to be proven wrong. Not gonna lie, I felt weird when I saw this. Part of me felt nostalgic, but also a bit skeptical. She broke up with him for a reason, and that reason mostly being his lack of financial contribution, and the fact that he lacked drive and direction. Carli is a go-getter with vision. I'd understand this reunion more if Brett had shown real growth since their breakup, but from what it seems, he hasn't changed at all. He's still bartending. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but that's exactly why Carli walked away in the first place. Maybe she's okay with that now, but I can't help feeling like she struggles to truly be single. After she and Brett first split, she quickly moved on to someone else. I think a guy from Morocco, then it was Anthony, then the Canadian guy. Her caption about love stories healing sounds nice, but has she actually healed? She moves from one relationship to the next without ever really processing or growing from the last one. I hate to say it, but this does feel a bit like settling. I think that Brett represents comfort, someone familiar, safe, who will always take her back, but comfort isn't the same as growth. So a lot of interesting takes here, you guys. I certainly want to know what you guys think about all of this. Are you happy for Carli? Are you worried for her? What do you think about how people are reacting? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.